Okay, folks. Anybody want to cue the Rocky theme? I will. Do 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 do. No, I'm not gonna do the entire length of Bill Conti's great song, but you know what? That's the way I look at it. Philadelphia finally decided, hey, we've had enough of Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, and all those guys from that Midwestern cowtown to be the champions of the NFL. It's time for the city of brotherly love to become the champions of the NFL. Philadelphia was born and ready, and boy were they ready. Jalen put a lot of hurts on the Chiefs, and I mean he showed he can move with his feet, plus he can throw some pretty good bombs. And you know what? Philadelphia showed that, hey, in the spirit of native son Rocky Balboa, they could rise to the occasion, and they defeated Kansas City 40-22. You know what? Rocky Balboa would definitely be proud of this. But the thing is, I thought I heard when the final whistle happened, I wondered if I heard, Adrian! Rocky! Adrian! Rocky! Well, it's the second time the city of brotherly love has won the Super Bowl. And Jeff Lurie and the Eagles, they're celebrating right now. And of course, Broad Street was pretty much shut down. Of course, you gotta wonder, were there some bullies? Oh, wrong Philadelphia team. The Flyers from about 50 years ago. Bobby Clark and all of them. You know what? Philadelphia, you deserve this. But now, heck, we're going to start going through withdrawal for the next 7 months. Yeah, pretty much no football. I'm not kind of discounting the preseason, but you know, the preseason's for working out the kinks. And heck, when the preseason comes, I'm going to be watching my boys again, and hopefully Buffalo can put it together with free agency and the draft. But of course, we'll see. But for now, Philadelphia, you can celebrate with a few cheesesteaks from Pat's and Gino's. And Kansas City, you can go wallow in your beef, you know, if you know what I mean. Taylor Swift, nice accessories, nice wife beater that you were wearing. But heck, you couldn't save anybody. Heck, Patrick Mahomes, like a good neighbor, State Farm wasn't there. You can't bundle everything, Patrick. Kelsey, this might have been your last game. If it was, nice dud. And of course, Andy Reid. You gotta wonder if he's thinking retirement. Well, we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting offseason for Kansas City. But in ESPN's way too early rankings for next season, Kansas City's right at the top again. Oh boy, guess who's number 2? Buffalo. Philadelphia is down at number 4. Detroit's at number 3. And a lot of people thought Detroit would be there at the Super Bowl. But hey, when you turn the ball over so many times like you did against Washington, you don't go anywhere. But hey, Philly is the champions of the NFL. So celebrate, Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. And speaking of Buffalo, congratulations on Josh Allen for winning the MVP award. A well-deserved honor. And of course, he celebrated with his lady friend, who's now pregnant with their first child, the actress-singer Haley Steinfeld. You know what? She definitely has to have true grit to be with Josh Allen, if you know what I mean. Better get out your thinking caps on that one. But I digress. As I said, congratulations, Philly, for winning the Super Bowl title. Now I'm going from talking about Philly to talking about Syracuse. First, the basketball team. It definitely showed a little bit of a, difference in the talent level. That's what I'd say. I mean, heck, when Duke came up here, I mean, it was the biggest attendance for the year in college basketball. 23,000 packed the dome. Too bad they didn't get their money's worth. It kind of showed, hey, Syracuse has got a ways to go under Adrian Autry or whomever, because I think the fire Autry thing probably fired back up, especially that big loss to Duke. Yeah, nearly 30 points. Ugh. That's the way I look at it, losing to Duke. But then Boston College, and heck, they go into triple overtime. Yeah, that's the way I look at it when we play Boston College. We should have won in regular time. And a lot of memories started coming back thinking, hey, it's going to be the six in the city again. Remember that classic game against UConn? Yeah, 6 overtimes. But it took just 3 overtimes to take down Boston College. Of course, these Eagles didn't fly. But I mean, I digress. Now we've got Miami tonight. And on Saturday, North Carolina comes to the Dome. This North Carolina team may not be as good as, previous North Carolina teams, but still, it's the Tar Heels. And you gotta wonder, will Syracuse be able to beat North Carolina? We'll see. It almost seems like the Fire Autry thing has picked back up. But hey, we beat Miami tonight, then we beat North Carolina. We're back to 500 as we head into the stretch run of the season. There's, I think, a fairly decent chance we could maybe get to 500 and maybe qualify for the ACC tournament. Because right now we're on the precipice of maybe not qualifying for the ACC tournament. That would be the biggest slap in the face. And of course, Donnie Freeman's out for the year, and you gotta wonder, is the transfer portal lurking? Oh, yeah. Donnie Freeman, hopefully you can come back. And if he goes into the transfer portal, what a wasted scholarship. But I digress. Hopefully he decides to stay. But let's talk some good news about the Orange. The lacrosse team, that is. Vermont comes into the Dome, and of course, you know what they say, you can't amount, especially if you take down one of those putty cats, especially because they're wild. They take down Vermont 13-5. Then their first game where they really have to show something against Towson State, who's a pretty good team. They take down Towson State 18-7. And of course, this Saturday, I think it's Maryland who they play. And Maryland is a pretty good team for lacrosse. We're going to see what happens. Gary Gates got them rolling along right now. And this Syracuse team you definitely can get behind. They already look like they're in championship form, and it's just early in the season. But you know what? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's going to be an interesting time being a fan of Gary Gate and the team. But we'll see how the Cuse does as we start heading into the meat of the lacrosse schedule. But of course, hopefully we'll see if the Orange basketball team can maybe start putting it together a little bit. But I don't know. It may be too little, too late. Or as Johnny Mathis might say with Denise Williams, too much, too little, too late. But I'm going to go from that to talking about high school. It's the stretch run for high school basketball. The Waterloo boys and girls right now having pretty good seasons, heading towards sectionals. And of course, the girls take on Bloomfield later this week. The boys take on Wayne during midwinter recess. And this year, the sectional tournament doesn't start during midwinter recess. It's on the last week of February. It always seemed midwinter recess, yeah, it's time for sectional basketball. and me being able to see the first couple games of both Miners and Waterloo. But of course, Miners is kind of muddling through with both the boys and the girls. We'll see how Miners does, and we'll see if Waterloo can definitely put it together. The boys look like they're ready to maybe challenge for a sectional title, but we'll see. And last but not least, it's almost time for baseball. Getting ready for spring training. Yep. And of course, Yankee fans are happy. CC Sabathia is going to be going into Cooperstown, and he's chosen the Yankees to be the team he represents. Well, you know, it's going to be an interesting season for the Bronx Bombers, especially with Aaron Judge again leading the way. All rise! And also this Sunday, Daytona. NASCAR fans are rejoicing because it's time for NASCAR's big race. But of course, the days of all of the familiar names pretty much are past. Heck, I think Denny Hamlin's about to call it quits. And of course, the Bush brothers both have decided pretty much to end their careers. But I mean, we'll see who can win the great American race. I'm Ken Haas, and that's my story for this week.